What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745, and in this video I just wanted to bring you some early Enchantress PvP. Even though I don't really love relying on random procs, there's still some very practical uses for her and Loki for that matter. For this video I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, and explain why Enchantress may just be my favorite of the bunch for this team. So for our teammate we're going to use Null, Breaker of Worlds. And there's no difference here, the main reason I use them isn't for Fatal Fists, it's actually for Meteor Swarm. So basically what I'm saying is this first part isn't any different. We're going to begin with a World Breaker. We would do the same thing if we had him with Avalanche or Magic, Loki and so on, as long as your team up has ground attacks or magic attacks. I am definitely willing to bet that many of you know exactly where I'm going with this one. I'm also sure you've noticed that Meteor Swarm says it's increased by magic and ground attacks. Well, guess what? Enchantress has 2 quick action magic attacks. Yes, they're debuffs, but they are an attacking ability. Then she's going to fire at least 2 magic missiles per round. And with each one of these 4 attacking abilities, you're going to increase Meteor Swarm on the enemy. The only thing better is if they were all AoE. And yes, Loki does have that going for him. But don't worry, I will showcase him as well. He's going to get his own video. Plus, Enchantress is going to be in the All Hail the King video coming out later this week. In that one, we're going to team her up with Null once again, but you'll also have 2 other team-ups. By the way, as far as this first opponent, I do realize they're not the most powerful team, but it was my first PvP matchup of the day. After this one, we're going to face some pretty tough teams. The great thing about Meteor Swarm though is it almost doesn't matter. Alright, so here goes Groot's turn and he's knocked into cutting form. He has plenty of dots and 4 stacks of Meteor Swarm. Then before his action he gets taken out by Fatal Fists. Then with my agent we're going to use the Signpost, which is another quick action magic attack that increases Meteor Swarm. Many agents love using this with Null for good reason, but I'm also using the Deathly Freeze Ray because it's an AoE magic attack. The only downside to this is it does have a cooldown, but it also can counterattack. If you want an every turn magic AoE weapon, you may want to go with the Twisted Gift. That's another one of my personal favorites. Now because of all the fast Meteor Swarm stacking, one more Deathly Freeze Ray is going to put the enemy agent within knockout range. And the same would happen to Molly Hayes. However, since it's Luke Cage's turn, we're just going to punch her in the face. And that will be the end of the first match. That's right, we end our first match with child abuse. Now moving on to our second matchup, this time we're facing Groot and Invisible Woman. I'm actually happy that we got an Invisible Woman team because you're going to see why it doesn't matter at all against Meteor Swarm and this type of team. In this case, I don't even care about Shield Breaker. Mystic Shroud won't matter either. The only thing is maybe if they had Molly Hayes, there could be a chance that you won't get enough stacks or enough damage to take her down in time. But even then, it probably won't be a problem. Once she starts protecting, at least you can hit her by targeting another member of her team. But yeah, just by talking about that, I know that I still owe you a Breaking the Meta featuring Invisible Woman and Molly Hayes. I'm working on that right now and I will have it posted as soon as I can. Now the only thing holding us back in this fight is the fact that Null is going last. Still, we are stacking debuffs on Groot, and so far they're not getting wiped away. I'm sure they will eventually, but by then Meteor Swarm will be our main damage source. Okay, so we're going to fire one more magic missile, and that's the end of Amora's turn. After that, the enemy agent's going to be up, and yes, he is a tactician. The good news is he's on fire, and he's going to use Blackest Void, so that's the end of his turn. With our Null, we're going to use an AoE attack so Disoriented doesn't even matter. First a You're Not Worthy, then his World Breaker. With Meteor Swarm started, not even Invisible Woman and her circulating E-ISO can stop it. So just watch this. First we use the Signpost. That's going to increase Meteor Swarm on every single enemy. Then I'm going to go ahead and use Warm Zephyr and take away our debuffs. After this, Groot's at nearly 14k HP, but watch what his dots do. Once his turn begins, he's knocked all the way down to 1500 HP. And that's with Null going last, otherwise he would be done. Okay, and his first move is going to be his quick action. For that he does take Bleed, And for his actual attack, he hits his own teammate, all thanks to Enchantress. Then on her turn, we're going to get magic missiles, charm, alluring voice, and with every single hit, we raise Meteor Swarm. Also, you will notice we gain back HP quite a bit. That's because of the Resonant E-ISO. So even though they nerfed it so that quick actions don't gain you back HP, her magic missiles and her level 9 still will. Now check this one out, Invisible Woman does have a shield, so we use Alluring Voice anyways. And yes, she didn't take the full effects, but we still increased her Meteor Swarm by 1 stack. Just like I told you, this is pretty much unstoppable. Before I leveled Enchantress, I was using Loki a bit, and New Mutant's magic. So if you don't have her quite yet or she's not leveled, you can use one of those two instead. Or you could go a completely different route, but get very similar effects by using Avalanche. All of those are great team-ups with Null. Oh, by the way, for my 1 A-ISO, because Enchantress is only level 10, I have given, I believe, her level 2 the Thorned. So when she gets attacked, she is going to place bleed on the attacker and trigger hemorrhage. There's going to be more options, but I wasn't too concerned until I hit level 14. For her ISO 8 build, I went with all Stalwart. So health, attack, and defense. Now I know this enemy team has lasted quite a while, but they are all getting low on HP. With Groot gone, the enemy agent will be soon to follow, and then we just have to take down Sue. They did start with 20k HP, and our most favorable turn order would be with Null going first. In this one, he went last. Well, against some teams, we will want to have Exhaust first, so we may want our agent, but typically, I'd be happy with Null. The sooner we get World Breaker, the sooner we can start increasing those stacks. Then once we're in full swing like Invisible Woman is right here with 5 stacks, no team is going to last. And with this signpost, we end it. So now we'll move on to our third and final match of this video. And remember, this is just a quick first look at Enchantress in PvP. For this one, we have quite a different team in Gamora and Beast. They're not looking to prevent debuffs, they're looking to cause them. So let's see how we hold up. First off, Null is going first for our team, and that is a great sign. With Meteor Swarm applied, we're all set. Unfortunately, the enemy agent is a protector, and thanks to Big and Fast, he gains an extra turn. However, he causes a Deathly Freeze Ray counter. That's going to increase Meteor Swarm and apply Incapacitation, so that's amazing. There you see Gamora has 2 stacks already. Plus, we got ourselves an extra turn as well. And Gamora ends up being incapacitated. So this is a pretty phenomenal beginning. After that, Enchantress is going to go to work. First we use Charm on Beast, and that gives us Thorns. Then we're going to use Alluring Voice on the enemy agent. You have to be careful after applying Charmed because I believe it is removed after they take damage. So you can easily end up taking out your own debuff. Then we'll end this turn with Magic Missiles. As you can see, we do gain back 1,691 health every time. So that's a very nice and very steady health regen. Now sadly their Beast barely doesn't get hit with Fatal Blow. And because of that, he goes off on my agent, with Gamora following it up. It's very possible that we're going to lose him in this one, especially with Cower stopping our signpost. That was extremely unfortunate. Still, we are going to use Neuropurge, then most likely the Fire Tornado, even though I don't think we need it. There's probably not a lot of quick actions coming, but still we will use it for the damage, and why not exhaust them. After that, we're going to fire the Deathly Freeze Ray, and that's going to be protected. So their agent will take it, and hopefully he dies after this. So let's see. Yes, he does get taken out by Meteor Swarm and his other dots. With Null, we'll use You're Not Worthy once again, and then a Fatal Fist on Beast. So that's the end of Pestilence. Gamora is still alive, so she does get to execute our agent. However, she's not going to make it past Gamora's turn. We're going to hit her with everything we have, and then finish her with our level 9. For anyone who's curious, I actually saw that ability do quite a bit of damage, so it is very capable. This time it does 8400 non-crit. And that's going to bring us to the end of this video. I hope that everyone enjoyed it, and I want to thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck, and take care.